Welcome to Charts Today. My name's David Linton, and today's edition for Monday, the 23rd of October, comes to you from London. And we start, as always, by looking at the dollar. And the dollar index is climbing quite strongly this morning, so we are just seeing that improvement there. Not yet through the cloud on the lagging line, of course, so we may see some resistance here. But price is just starting to nudge above on the medium term. Long term is still bearish, but this short term chart is looking pretty good. Taking a look at the euro is sinking lower. The woes in Spain having a little bit of an effect here. Will we find support? This is the key thing. We are just seeing some downside pressure here on the euro. So really, this key level of about 117 for the US dollar is what we need to keep an eye on, and we're pretty close to that at the moment. Japanese yen, dollar is running higher here, so we are seeing stronger dollar there. And against the sterling against the dollar, we are seeing sterling just struggling to get through and hold the cloud here, so we're sitting in this low 130s area. Against the euro, sterling is improving at about 112, and against the Swiss franc, we are seeing sterling improving as well. Australian dollar, sterling also just short term looking better above the cloud there as well. The S&P 500 index had a good run on Friday, so we are just seeing now this much higher move, and the Nasdaq also looking higher as well. The Dow starting to move higher too. We're seeing that just pushing all the time for new all-time highs. Russell 2000 has been very flat the last couple of weeks, but is still just holding its bullish position. The S&P futures very little change today, and the Nasdaq E-minis up very slightly at 0.07%. So no heads up yet as to which way the US market's going to open. FTSE 100 virtually unchanged again this morning. Very flat-looking chart here. Just struggling to really run like the US, and the FTSE 250 is actually just a little bit bearish below the cloud on the short-term chart. So UK equities not looking anywhere near as strong as US equities. The DAX actually flat but holding its bullishness. Again, a shortage of upside targets is the main issue here. And if we look at the Nikkei just continues to rocket. Election results in Abe back in for a fourth term, so Japanese uncertainty is well and truly gone. So the Japanese market looking very strong. Hang Seng is just weakening a little bit, but still just holding above the cloud on the lagging line on the short-term chart. Shanghai is also just much the same, holding its position. The Indian market looking a bit stronger, still bullish on all three time frames, still one of the best looking markets globally at the moment. And the Australian market, having had an amazing run the last several days, is just pausing for breath at these new levels. Brent crude is bearish below the cloud. We're sitting at these 157.50 level, but we're just struggling on that lagging line to get through. And WTI sitting at that 51.80 area, again just struggling to maintain its bullishness here. US nat gas jumped into the high 290s. It did hit $3 on Friday, but we are just actually seeing here, well, actually today's open, but it's just struggling to hold that $3 level. Copper just looking a little bit weaker short term, but it has gone higher than the September high, so that is bullish. If we go straight to gold, we see that gold is actually looking bearish in the short term. We do have downside potential to 1243. If that did happen, we'd activate this downside target to 1127. So gold is really looking on a bit of a knife edge, but the long-term chart is still bullish. So we just need to watch that. Silver, much the same picture, of course. Taking a look at US 10-year yields, sitting at 2.4%, just holding that bullishness. Apple holding its bullishness on the lagging line, but did have a bit of a volatile week last week, especially Thursday. Google holding on to its run. Amazon just looking a little bit weaker. Facebook actually just hitting at this 175 level and just holding that, but nudging higher. Lots of upside targets there, of course. And Microsoft continues to really perform quite well, looking bullish on all three time frames. That's it for today. Until tomorrow, happy charting. See you then.